Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Samantha. I am a home daycare provider and a mom to 5. On my channel, you're gonna find lots of videos about daycare because that is my life, as well as a bunch of mom videos because that is also my life. So I have been absent for a little while. I'm not gonna go into a long list of excuses. I have just been not into it. I have not been wanting to do YouTube. I have really just been in my life. We got a new puppy. I just want to spend time in my life. YouTube is a hobby for me and sometimes I don't enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Sometimes I just don't enjoy it. Or I feel pressure and I just need to back away. So with everything happening in my life with my son and getting a new dog and all those things, I just had my licensing inspection. I just wanted to take a break. So I posted on my community tab that I am going to be putting new videos up this week, which is happening right now. And I wanted to do a new series. So I'm going to be launching a series today called Daycare 101. And basically these videos are going to be super quick steps and tips on how to start a home daycare. Now, this is all relative. I am just going based off of what I have done and what has been successful for me. My daycare is full. It has been full for quite a while. And I have had one child leave that I terminated. Beyond that, I have had no one leave my daycare. The parents are very happy. I am very happy. And so I would consider it a successful business. Majority of my questions that I get are daycare. They're daycare related. So I wanted to just do a step-by-step 8-week program or 8-week series on how to start a daycare. These are not going to be super long videos. These are going to be 10 minutes, maybe 15, on just some steps that I have come up with, some things that I have done to start my daycare. So basically I want you to take this step and I want you to do that homework that week. If you're thinking about starting a daycare, do the homework that week, do that step that week. And over the next 8 weeks, we're going to get to the point where we are ready to start our daycare. So I have my notes here, and I want you guys to understand that prior to actually opening, there's a lot of things that have to be done. It took me several months to open my daycare. And that is because there's a lot of regulations, there's a lot of different steps, there's a lot of things that need to be done. I also want to say I am a research junkie. I want all the information to everything. I can spend hours on my computer researching the tiniest things. Like if I hear something on the TV, I'm on my phone, researching it, reading about it. So I like to gather all the information before I start something or while I'm starting something. So some of these things may not be interesting to you. Some of these things you may be like, oh, Sam, this is so boring. I just want to start my daycare. So understand where I'm coming from. Sorry, I'm putting my notes in my little washi tape thing so I can see them. Understand where I'm coming from. I like to have the full picture before I start something. All right, that's 4 minutes of the video, just me rambling. So in this first step, we are going to talk about market research. So I feel like before you go any further in your daycare journey, you need to do some research. So I would not suggest just opening your daycare without having any idea of what your community is looking for. So you really need to go out. You need to talk to parents. You need to get a list of things that they are looking for. You can go to the local library. You can do some surveys. You can talk to people on maybe your Nextdoor app. You can talk to people on Craigslist, or maybe even just friends in your community who have children, and ask them, when you are looking for a daycare, if you were looking for a daycare, what is it that you're looking for? You need to take into consideration your community. So I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and most of my parents are busy working parents. So, you know, things like parent involvement, where they're gonna come for donuts for dads or muffins for moms, or we're gonna have a field trip and I need parents to come. Majority of the time, my parents are not gonna be able to do that because they are working. So parent involvement is not something that is huge within my daycare. It's really, they drop their kids, I communicate with them all day through the Brightwheel app so they feel involved, but really I'm doing the work throughout the day. They pick up at 5:30, and that's the end of it. We don't meet up at the park on Saturday. We don't have muffins for mom, donuts for dad. Occasionally I will do like a parent appreciation breakfast where I will have donuts to go, coffee to go, all of those things, because I know my parents are busy. So when I was starting my daycare, when I was making my yearly schedule, putting in those little things are not important to me because I know that they're not gonna happen and it's a waste of my time. So that was one thing that was not a feature of my daycare. I don't do a whole lot of parent involvement as far as them coming into my home and us doing an event. We don't do a whole lot of that. So you need to just kind of see what your community is about. Is organic food and health and, you know, do you have a lot of active people in your community? Are you a very healthy community? Is that something that people are going to be looking for? Organic foods and healthy foods and lots of exercise. Oh my goodness, the lighting is so bad. I'm sorry, guys. The sun is like coming up and then leaving. I'm just using natural light today. So anyways, you need to see, is organic food important? Is Montessori a big thing in your community? I know in Dallas, Montessori is prevalent. It's not something that I do, but I know that there are a lot of Montessori schools around. Is education very heavy in your community? Are people very, they want their kids to be ready for kindergarten? They are pushing education in your community. You need to know that. Are people just wanting just like home? They just want like a casual home daycare. They just want it to be as if their child was at home. It's a second home to their kid. You need to see, providing food. Is that important to people in your community? I know for my parents, the fact that I provide the food makes their life 1,000 times easier because they are busy working parents. You know, packing an extra lunch in the morning can be frustrating and it can be difficult. So me providing food is a huge benefit of my program. So you need to get out there. I want you to talk to other parents, even if it's just friends. If you're shy, you don't want to go out and talk to random parents, I totally get it. But maybe talk to some friends and get a list of features that parents are looking for in your community. The second thing that I would do within this step, within your market research step, is to talk to other daycares. I want you to talk to centers and I want you to talk to home daycares. So home daycares typically advertise on Craigslist or care.com, Facebook, things like that. So go online, find other daycares in your area. I wouldn't be, you know, shady about it or sneaky. You could be honest and upfront that you are considering opening a daycare and you're doing some research, some market research, to kind of see what's out there and what people provide. You're gonna get some people who are like, nope, don't wanna be involved, don't wanna help other providers, not interested in doing your little market research. And then you're gonna get people who are willing to help you. So scope out the daycares in your area, get pricing for the daycares in your area. You need to know what the average rate is for a home daycare as well as for a center. Get the features. What are they offering? What are these centers offering versus what the home daycares are offering? You know, as far as pricing, I've told you guys, I have a huge daycare on either side of me, like on the main streets on either side of me, and both of them are $300 plus for infants. Mine is significantly less than that as a home daycare, but it's good to know what they're charging. Whenever I go for a rate increase, I know that I'm still well within a good range, and I'm not as high as these centers. So get the pricing, get the features if you can, and if people are willing, take a tour. Go to a center and take a tour. It does take, you know, some time away from people. So, you know, I would definitely be honest that you are trying to get some market research. And just take a tour of these facilities and see what their features are, what the classrooms look like, what the education of the teachers are. At my last school, you know, all of our preschool teachers had bachelor's degrees. The 3s and 2s did not have bachelor's degrees, but everyone was pursuing a degree. So education was very heavy at my last school. You know, at other daycares, fresh out of high school, not pursuing a degree, sometimes even high school kids are being employed. And education is not as heavy in those places. Parents aren't coming in saying, I want my kid's teacher to have a bachelor's, a master's, whatever it may be. So understand what each school is offering as far as centers go, and also understand what each home daycare is offering. So take a tour, list out the pros and cons of each center, of each daycare. Look at their pricing and see how their pricing lines up with what their features are. This sounds like a lot of work, but I'm telling you, it's going to help you create your plan. So once you have done all this, once you have made all the lists and done all the spreadsheets and whatever, I want you to create a plan for your daycare. Now, we're not thinking about regulations. We're not thinking about licensing. We're not thinking about any of that just yet. We're going to in our next step. But in this step, I want you to sit down. I want you to list out all the features that you want to incorporate within your daycare. I want you to compare those features to centers and to home daycares. I want you to price out those features. If you're going to be offering food, you need to price out how much it's going to cost you. You're going to decide whether you're going to be on the food program or not, and etc. and so on. So create a vision of what you want your daycare to look like and to be. This is the ultimate vision, okay? Don't don't sidestep anything, don't shortcut anything. Create the ultimate plan with the research that you have done. So that's it, you guys. That's your first step. Step 1, do your research, create your plan. Next week, we're going to start talking about licensings and regulations within your state. Now, I'm in the state of Texas, so my regulations and licensing is different here than probably your state. But I want to just do a broad video about licensing and regulation. I'm going to be doing some research this week on different regulations across the United States, because I am not even sure of regulations within other states besides New Jersey, which is where I had lived. So I'm going to do my research so I can bring you as much information as I can next week for our step 2. So do this homework. If you guys have questions, email me. I'm really going to try and get to my emails this week. And yeah, so I hope this video was helpful to you guys. Do your market research. If you have any questions, let me know. You can comment, you can email me, you can do whatever. Contact me on Instagram and I will try to get back to you. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this is helpful, and I'm super excited about this series. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Turn it up, turn it up. Turn it up, turn it up. Turn